Okay, guys, let me tell you about my encounter with a jinn one morning with my daughter on the bus. Crazy. I was talking about this yesterday on my live, so I thought, why not? I mean, I don't even know why I'm talking about it now. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, but anyway, we move. So one day, I'm on the way to my teaching job as a Quran teacher at a madrasa. My daughter's coming along with me. We're on the bus, and I would say there's about five of us. So myself and my daughter, and then two other passengers, and then the bus driver. We come in and we sit on the two levels that are quite high on the downstairs of the bus. Now, my daughter's reading her Quran to me. She wants me to listen to her before we go into class, and I'm like, cool, mama. And she wants to, like, she's always very self-aware of other people, so she was reading in a way that she didn't want to disturb other passengers, but I couldn't even hear her, so it wasn't even too loud. So anyway, my daughter's reading her Quran to me, and I remember just consistently kept saying to her, like, mama, I can't hear you, repeat the ayah again, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, just to show you how low she was reading. As we're like this, a woman comes on. I didn't notice the woman coming on because I'm busy with listening to my child, so I'm not watching the passengers. But anyway, this woman comes on, and remember how I said I was sat here on the higher levels with my daughter, so my daughter's next to the window, I'm on the outside. The woman comes on, and she's an old, kind of oldish looking woman, and she looks discombobulated, like she does. I don't know how to explain it. It was very cold them times. This happened like last year, February. It was very cold them times, and she wasn't dressed appropriately for the weather. Like, she just looked, I don't know, she just didn't look normal. Like, she just looked discombobulated. Anyway, where she sat was, she sat on the lower level next to the doors. So she sat on the two seats at the bottom on the left side next to the doors, me and my daughter on the right side. Now, all of this will make sense as to why I'm saying it like what I'm saying. And I remember she had a trolley that she had with her. So she sat herself inside and the trolley was sat on the outside. So anyway, my daughter's reading her Quran, and I'm correcting her. And every so often, my daughter would stop. Like, she would just stop reading the Quran. And then I'm like, Mama, why are you stopping? And she's just looking at the woman. And she's whispering to me like, Mama, this woman keeps looking at me. I'm like, it's okay, just read your Quran. You're not disturbing anyone, mama. Like, don't worry, or you're not disturbing anyone. Like, this happens, like, I say, like 3 times. And then finally, anyway, my daughter reaches the end of the Quran, the end of the surah that she was reading. So I just say to her, look, mama, just read your Quran again. Make sure you're extra ready when you get into the madrasa. Now my attention turns to this woman, because in my head I'm thinking, my daughter kept stopping for a long time. Like, she would stop 3 times, and she keeps looking at this woman, and no one else on the bus has an issue with my daughter reading Quran. The passengers that were already on the bus before don't have an issue, so why does this woman keep looking over? And furthermore, my daughter is not even reading loud. I couldn't even hear her, and I'm sat next to her. Anyway, something in me wasn't sitting right. So I remember recently I'd been listening to heavy talks about Jinn and Ruqya and things like that. And I had just come out of having Ruqya myself. So I ended up doing what I was doing at that time, which was reading Surah Baqarah. And I remember that there was a verse that the sheikhs always used to talk about. And this is the verse 102. 102 in Surah Baqarah talks about magic, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah talks about the 2 angels that the people were sent as a test, and they taught the people magic, and they told the people, don't take magic from us. This is a test. We are just a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I start reading this verse. وَاتَّبَعُوا مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينُ عَلَى مُلْكِ سُلَيْمَانَ. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Prophet Sulaiman did not disbelieve. In fact, it was the devils that led the people astray. And this is what the verse is talking about. I get to the point of the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Nothing happens except by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And subhanallah, when I get to this verse, I freeze. Like, at this point, I've been reading the verse, and I get to this part of the ayah, and I don't remember the final ending of the ayah. I can't remember it. And I keep stumbling, and then I keep going back to وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. I said this 3 times to myself, and this woman starts laughing. Like, I'm not even talking on a normal laugh. Like, it doesn't make sense how I stop the verse, and I'm stuck on this verse, and you start laughing. One, you don't look like you're a Muslim. You don't look like you understand Arabic. How is it that you knew that I'm making a mistake in the Quran? It literally didn't make no sense. Guys, when I tell you, she was laughing like a witch. She was like, and wallahi al-azim, like my blood was, yeah, like running cold. And I was like, Mama, what's going on? Why are you reading the Quran? Why is she laughing when you're reading the Quran? And I'm just like, shh, Mama, don't worry. I whipped out my phone. I was like, listen, my brain is failing, but this phone is not going to fail me today. Got the verse out, and I finished the end of the verse, and I'm looking at this woman now, because before I'm reading underneath my breath. She couldn't hear what I was reading. Then when I'm getting stuck and I'm getting frustrated, I'm saying it to myself, how is it that she knows what I'm stuck on? How did she hear? And how is it that she starts laughing? It didn't make sense. Whipped out my phone, quick time, went and finished off the verse. The woman is staring at me, and Allah is my witness. The thing that I felt in my body, like I got chills. Guys, I'm sorry, I think I heard a fox. I had got chills in my body, and the fact that my daughter's telling me, Mama, you're okay, and I'm just focusing on the woman. This woman would not let go of the eye contact with us. Wallahi, when I started finishing off the verse, she was itching herself. She was like this, she was moving like this, she was doing this. My dad comes on the bus, and he will take us to madrasa and walk with us, because there's like some tunnels and alleyways, so he will take us in the mornings. And so he met us at another bus stop, and then he's met me, and I'm looking at this woman, and the woman's looking at us. And my dad's like, what's going on here? Like, why are you guys staring at each other? Obviously, I told my dad what happened. He was like, yeah, sort of like, keep going, read on her, innit? But, bro, that day, even my daughter kept talking about it. She was like, Mama, I can't believe, what's that Jinn? I don't know what it was, but the fact that it knew that I was making a mistake in the Quran, I'm reading an ayah to do with magic, and it starts getting angry and itching itself. Yeah. Protect yourselves when you leave your houses. Make sure you step out with your adhkar. Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Read Ayatul Kursi and protect yourself wherever you go, because I'll tell you right now, you don't know what funny characters you're going to meet.